Okay, I am live for the second time in a couple of minutes. My very first try, I messed up and had no audio and decided to restart the live stream. Tonight, we are going to talk about creating AI using AI tools for creating imagery. This is a follow-up to my series about how we use AI tools to create our caption for our social media posts. And now we are going to create images to use for those captions. Before we start creating, and I will show you 3 different tools to use tonight: Adobe Firefly, Canva, and ChatGPT's new model 4.0. But let's start by a couple of things to think about. First is copyright. You have to make sure that with each tool that you use, that you are familiar with the rules around copyright, how you can use your images, if you can use them for commercials or if you can use them just for any kind of social media posts. In that agreement, you will also find information about how you have to give attribution, if you have to tell that this is created by this AI software or any other things you have to comply with. Ethically avoid using creating images that are offensive or culturally insensitive. And with that said, let's start to talk about how we create these images. They are all created by using a prompt. And that prompt needs to be clear and specific about elements you want in your image. If you want specific colors, objects, themes, you can mention your style. In some software, you can choose it right in the AI tool itself. In others, you have to add them to your prompt. It can be a good idea to add the purpose if this is going to be used as an ad or a blog post, for example. In some AI tool I have seen, you can choose a template for these different use cases. In others, you have to add that to your prompt. So with that said, let's share my screen here so we can start creating. And the first tool we are going to go to is Adobe Firefly. To use Adobe Firefly on the web, you have to create an Adobe account, which is free. You sign up with your email and you get, if I understand this right, in the free account where you don't buy any software, you can create 25 images per month. I have prepared 4 examples for different purposes. We are going to test all 4 of them in all 3 different tools. And the first one is we are pretending we are promoting a new product. So our prompt in this case will say, create an image showcasing a sleek, modern laptop with vibrant colors and clean background. And we click generate. And in Adobe Firefly, we will be presented with 4 different images here. And as you can see here, it created 4 very different styles. We didn't have any style description in our prompt. But in Firefly, you can go into settings here. First, you have the different models, and image 3 is the newest one. You can change the aspect ratio, landscape, portrait, square, or widescreen. We are going to use a square in most of our examples. Content type, you can choose, it sets on auto. So now it made 4 different, but you can choose art or you can choose photo. We are going to change this to photo before we regenerate. You can have a reference image, either one from the gallery or upload your own, which we are not doing today. You can choose a style, either by using one of their style references or upload your own image, and how intense this style should be applied. You can choose different effects here. We are going to choose a hyper realistic here, since we chose photo. You can choose your tone, your lightning. For example, if you want this to be during the golden hour, you could choose that. And you can choose your camera angle, a close-up, landscape photography, or whatever. In this case, I'm not changing any of these. So now we are going to regenerate these images. And again, it takes a little while. It's not that long, but it takes a couple of minutes. These are very vibrant colors if we look at the close-ups here. But this could really work for if this was our computer that we were going to sell. All these 4 images could work very well. So let's go into Canva and do exactly the same thing. The same prompt, we shows photo here. And the aspect ratio, again, you can choose. And in Canva, I forgot to say this, you are using Magic Media. So if you go to apps here and search for Magic Media, you can use this in both the free and the paid account. You can choose to create images, graphics, or video. But we are staying with images. We're going to make a photo and we're going to generate. In this case, we also will be shown 4 different examples of our image. And let's pull them in and set them as background so we can see a little better. Replace background and replace background. In this case, I actually think I prefer the first one. So here is our laptop compared to Firefly's image. And here is the result from Canva. And now we are going to do the same in the new ChatGPT 4.0. Right now, 4.0 is only available if you have a paid account, but it said that it will come for all users eventually. So we use exactly the same prompt. Now, when we are in the MLM, we can't choose what style, what aspects rate, the ratio and all of that. So we have to add that in our prompt in a photorealistic style and aspect ratio 1:1. And let's send this. One advantage with ChatGPT 4.0 is that it is very fast. Well, not right now when I have all this working. But here is the image we got, and I don't know, let's compare them. It is the least colorful in this case. They focused all the color on the screen here, while the other two images are colorful all over. But this is a preference for you, which you like the most. So now let's go back and create our second social media. And this case, I want to create a poster for an event. So let's see what happens. Design a vibrant and energetic poster for summer music festival with beach elements. This time I am not going to change any of the content type or anything of that. I already showed you how that worked. So we are just going to see what happens here in Firefly first. Summer. Okay, the words aren't totally correct yet. Here it actually got it almost right. And here summer festival is right. Then I don't know what this is down here. So you would need to do some more work on these posters. But it is a pretty good first draft. Now let's do the same in Canva and see what Canva comes up with when it comes to a poster for a summer festival. And let's do this again so it's easier for you to see. Well, again, text doesn't work very well. We could have asked both Firefly and Canva to create it without the text and then use the image and added it ourselves later on. I think so far in Canva I like this poster the best. I would go in and take out the background and use just the imagery itself, but you see the similarities and the differences between the two. Now let's put in exactly the same in ChatGPT 4.0 and see. This time I didn't add any of the elements about style or aspect ratio. I just gave it the prompt itself, and let's see what it does. Hi, Art Morbid. How are you? Welcome. As you can see here, they did a better job with the text, but it put a little I in summer here. So let's see if I can you do it without the text. And the advantage with ChatGPT 4.0 is that it is remembering what I have done. So it will create something similar just without the text. And here we have this I really like. And then you can put the text on yourself. So now we have done an ad and a music festival in all three. Let's go on to inspirational quotes. So let's see here how Firefly would work with this prompt. Let's put the prompt in here, and the prompt says, generate a calming and serene image with soft colors for a motivational quote about mindfulness. Let's say that we want this to be art. We want it to be in portrait mode, and we want it to be a bokeh effect. So let's generate and see, just so we can see a little bit about how it works with these other settings. I don't really like the fact that it used people in the images, but besides that, this would be a great background to put an inspirational quote up here, maybe. This was Firefly. Let's do the same in Canva. And let's do it dreamy this time and change to portrait mode. Now, these images, remember, they won't fit right into my image here because the image I choose for Canva is the square. But let's pull them in and make them, enlarge them, and we can imagine that we had done that in this landscape format. So don't let the white bar distract you. Well, they are all very similar here, but I think that maybe one like that would work, to put a quote up here and it will attract people's eyes. So now we have to do the same in ChatGPT 4.0. Let's put the aspect ratio here. Oops. Aspect ratio 9:16. And let's see what this is creating for us. And we're still working with Generate a calming and serene image with soft colors for a motivational quote about mindfulness, aspect ratio 9:16. And that's not bad. And we can have room to put our quote on top of this. It would work. This would work. I think I would prefer the color scheme in this one. And these would work, but maybe if I put up this as a reference image here in Adobe for the style, I could do a combination of the two. I have only one prompt left here, and that is my favorite holiday is Halloween. And we are going to create the spooky and fun graphics for Halloween, a Halloween promotion with pumpkins and ghosts. And in this case, we are going to do, let's stick with the portrait and let's go with, let's see, do we have maybe a watercolor in this case, and generate. For the other two, we have to, do we have watercolor here? We have watercolor in Canva, and we are gonna get watercolor. We have to add that to our chat GPT. So let's start with Firefly. Whether we are using these for an event or just the social media posts in general, all four of them looks very good in Firefly. I am not as impressed with the images in Canva though, compared to Firefly. I actually prefer Firefly in this case, but now the dark horse, our chat GPT. I like this one. This is much more intense than the watercolor in ChatGPT. Let's change ChatGPT to a painting. Let's do paint splatter and see what we get in Firefly. But I liked both of these from ChatGPT a lot. Oh, this is more like it. These I really like. I actually like all four of the Fireflies imagery here. So those were the 4 examples. Let me now show you how we can, let's say I want to use this for something. I just click on download here. And it will save it on my image. I'm not going to save it now. Or I can go on to another software here that is Adobe Express, which also is free with the same. Let me see if it is. It's importing my image here to Adobe Express. And I think I have the same. I have 4 credits left of my 25 credits here. So here you see I can go in and add text, choose my font, color, and all of that good stuff if I want to align it here. If I want to save this in Canva, the image I have done, I can go up here under the share button and have download. But if I create images in Canva, I can have the advantage of adding text right here in the image itself that I have created. Another advantage for Canva is that if I'm working with social media posts, I can share on social. Let's say that I want to share this on my Instagram. If you have set this up and you have a free Canva account, you can only use this first option. But if you are on a paid account, I can schedule this. So if I create many images, I can right from here schedule when they are posted, and you can set up your all these different accounts. As you say, schedule is only for pro users, but everyone can connect all these accounts: Instagram, Facebook page, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook story, Pinterest, LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn page, or Tumblr. So that is another advantage that you have in Canva. And lastly, ChatGPT. All I can do from here is I can download it from here to my computer. And then if I want to add text, I have to use another software. So those were the 3 different software I wanted to show you tonight. All AI based. And as you could see, it's very much a taste preference, which one you use the most. I will probably continue using ChatGPT 4.0 because that impressed me, and I like how you can have a dialogue where you continue develop your image. One thing that doesn't have to do with social media image, but I found very nice in ChatGPT 4.0 is when you create a character. If you stay within the same dialogue and that you work with that character and put it in different situations, it is extremely good at recreate the same character every time. But that might be a video for another time or a live stream for another time. Today, I just wanted to share with you how to use these 3 tools to create your imagery for social media. This was about half an hour, and that was all the time I had set off for today's live stream. Whether you watched it here now or you are watching the replay version of this live stream, I would like to hear from you. What tool do you use to create imagery? If you have been here before, you know that one of my favorites is actually Midjourney. I didn't include that today at all because I wanted to make this simple and something that you can use for free. So that's why, well, with the reservation for ChatGPT 4.0, which will be free for everybody eventually, as they said when they talked about it. But I would love to hear from you. What image creation tool do you use, and why do you prefer that? Does it have to do with functions in the tool, style, or something else? I am also curious to hear from you. When do you use these images you create? Is it for a specific purpose? Are you using it for YouTube, social media, or are you creating art, for example? And the third question I am curious about, and that's something we need to address more, is what is your problem when it comes to prompting? Because the more details you can put in there, the better the outcome will be, as with everything we do concerning AI. But do you have any specific problems when it comes to prompting? Or do you have any great tips on how to best prompt that you would like to share with everybody? All of that you can leave down in the comments below. Until next time, have a great week. And as always, stay curious, stay informed, and be a part of the change. Bye. And let's play us out with some music from Creator Mix at creatormix.com, where you can find free music for your videos, no matter what social media you are posting on.